thing up. What it do, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Key, and we got them reactions to do. We gonna do it now. This is Who Put You On, where I am putting you, or y'all be putting me on to y'all culture. Wasn't on this channel in a while. I want to do more reactions on this channel, so if y'all want me to do anything else outside of this or something similar to this, all y'all have to do is tear them comments up. Do not forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Turn this channel into a full-time channel, not a part-time channel. Roll to 1,000 subs. Let's get it. And enough of me yapping. Now, shirts is coming soon. Shirts is definitely coming soon about that. But enough of me yapping. Let's get to this trapping. Let's get it. Shout out this channel too as well. Kid, what up with you, my guy?
So the UK actually consumes the most cocaine in the whole of Europe. In fact, they consume the second most in the world, just behind America. 1 in 5 16 to 24 year olds have actually taken cocaine in the last year in the UK. So as you can guess, there's a lot of money to be made in the coke game. £5 billion a year to be exact. And at the moment, Albanians are completely controlling the coke game in the UK. And the way they've done it is very smart. So Albanians first started to come into the UK in the late 90s. This was during the Kosovo War. Kosovans were able to seek asylum in the UK to flee the war, which actually resulted in hella Albanians saying, yeah, I'm Kosovan, allowing them to move to the UK. And naturally, just like any other nationality which has passed through the UK, some were looking to make big money in the new country. The eyes were first set on the sex trade. Now, Soho is the centre of the London sex trade, and the Maltese mafia have been running the sex work brothels for a long time. The Albanians started to be security for these Maltese ran brothels, but just like what Albanians have done for everything else, they soon took over, simply by just using violence, forcing the brothel owners to sell their businesses over to them. I know some people say violence isn't the answer, but Albanians have shown us it kinda is. So now they took over the brothels, they needed workers. So these guys will go over to small villages in Moldova and promise girls of opportunities of being a model, but instead send them into the UK and trap them in brothels, which is quite sickening, but this is the reality.
Which song is this? Now, this is 2 years ago. So, y'all definitely let me know what song it is. Oh, y'all want me to do a, well, get me to 5,000 subs on my other channel. I am at 35, 36, so I'm like 2 off. You know what I mean? Or like 100 and some change off. You know what I mean? Get me there, and I will be dropping more reactions. But if y'all want me to do a reaction to them, y'all already know, man. Tell them comments up as well. Let's get it.
Of UK run brothels. If you've been to a UK run brothel, there's a high chance that they're probably forced to be there, whether their bosses will put them in debt or they could literally just be forced to do it. Early Albanians also used to take the heads of parking meters and take all the coins left in there, which actually bagged them a lot of money. And when thinking about it, it's kind of crazy that people weren't exploiting that beforehand. They even fought against Jamaican and Chinese marijuana gangs and managed to take over some of that market in the early 2000s. Then their eyes set on cocaine. Now previously, how the cocaine market used to work in the UK was that international importers would work separately to the wholesalers and the street dealers. Also, the price of cocaine would vary on how pure it was. If it was more pure, it would cost more pretty much. The Albanians literally just ditched that whole way of working and started to work directly with Colombian cartels who produced the cocaine. They would then import it into the UK and keep the cocaine in-house to their own gangs. So the Albanians were bringing in cocaine for around £4,000 to £5,000 a kilo, while other people were buying it off Dutch wholesalers for around £22,000 a kilo, while also increasing its purity. So the Albanians cut the price of cocaine massively, while also increasing its purity.
Oh?
Did you know that there's a simple combination of natural ingredients that will help you poop out pounds of old rotten waste in your colon within just a matter of days, without the side effects commonly associated with laxatives? In the last year, hundreds of thousands of people have jumped on this and are effortlessly dropping pounds of excess poop weight without needing to do things like dieting, more exercise, or counting calories. Now, all that rotten toxic poop is just sitting inside most of us every day, and it simply needs a little help to flush it out.
This is just a little bit. Not even prune juice. Not even prune juice.
Their first problem though was smuggling it into the UK. Now the Italian mafia controls some of Europe's largest port, and Luckily, Albanians had a good relationship with Italians, with some of them being hitmen for Italian mafias, and Italy actually even used to control Albania at one time. So the Italian and Albanian mafias started to build a tight alliance, and together they would smuggle cocaine through Colombia to Rotterdam in the Netherlands and Antwerp in Belgium, which would then route into Essex or Hull in the UK. They could do this because they have a lot of port workers on their payroll who would turn a blind eye to suspicious shipments. But this practice is very tricky, and there's seen quite a few people in jail, like Kxng Kiy, who ran a £60 million cocaine import syndicate. He was jailed in 2017 after his courier was intercepted in Kent, which just goes to show how risky it is importing this in. But one thing Albanians have been very good at is their relationship building. So far they've managed to avoid any big tit for tat wars against any other gangs. Maybe because they're so nice or polite, or maybe it's because everyone is just scared of them. I'd probably go with the latter, but it's been key for their survival in the game, which has allowed Albanians to build alliances with all gangs over the UK who sell their products on their streets. Literally the only area in the UK which isn't dealing Albanian coke is Liverpool in the north of England, which is actually one of the biggest markets for cocaine consumption. But the criminal gangs in Liverpool have a lot of resilience to outsiders. They've managed to keep Albanians out of the city's drug trade, with the Albanian mafia pretty much saying it's more trouble than it's worth. But I don't think they're losing much sleep over this, with them controlling pretty much everywhere else in the UK. And they probably aren't going anywhere anytime soon, with a very sophisticated and professional and loyal way of working, which has much to do with the Albanian code of Besa. This means to keep a promise, and the Albanian mafia take this very serious, and it will be very rare for a member to sell out his own gang. Then came the younger generation of these Albanians. I'm talking the Hellbanianz, who began the trend of making flashy videos and waving money around. They control a block in East London called Kxng Estate. You might have seen them in a couple music videos like Hood Life, which is on around 15 million views right now. These guys are pretty much the retail game of the Albanian mafia. The mafia imports the drugs and sells it to Hellbanians for cheap, which allows them to control the London street game of cocaine. But their flashy and loud style has put more light on their activities than they were like. In cases like Tristan Salini, he was found with a suitcase of cocaine and a machine pistol after a high-speed chase, has put the gang under some serious obo. Now they searched his property after and found £6 million worth of drugs. Now I'm no drug supplier, but I'm pretty sure having £6 million of drugs in one place has to be a bit silly. Stuff like this makes it understandable why Albanians are the second biggest foreign nationality in the UK prisons. And the Albanian mafia actually doesn't like this type of stuff. Firstly, it goes against Albanian culture with their flashiness and disses to police, and it just makes their whole operation more hot. Also in 2019, some of their main gang members were caught raiding a rival drug factory with a gun and machetes and started raiding the crop house. One of these being Azan Dedici, who you might have seen on Insta driving a gold Mercedes with the number plate Hellboys. He actually nearly got away. The police tasered him, but he managed to pull out the wires and run, but obviously got caught after. Others were also there, but they actually managed to flee. The Hellbanians...
I don't see nothing like my complexion. You know what I mean? I would love to do an interview with Whoa, hold up. Can I say that? More like an interview as far as in like music or something like that, or like business or something like that. Now I mean, nothing like they got to do with this now. I mean, so hit me up on social media, holla at me.
Gain intelligence beforehand that the factory was full of crops, which would have been worth thousands. They cut down the cannabis crops and put them in black bin bags, but didn't manage to flee off with it after. And this is something a lot of gangs in the UK do. They'll normally get a tip off that someone's growing cannabis at an address. Then they'll raid the factory, normally at night, and cut the cannabis and pretty much sell it off for free profit. In the UK, most of these cannabis farms are run by Chinese gangs, and it's literally like taking candy from a baby. Like, there's not really much these farmers could do apart from accept that they're being jacked. A famous example of this was Morrison's brother, called Stephen Morrison. He and others were caught raiding a cannabis farm worth £2.5 million, which left one of their workers dead. Like, 2.5 million worth of cannabis, that is a lot. And I really hope that isn't all Stardog as well. Because guys, in all seriousness, we need to start pushing the petition to stop growing Stardog. So I want everyone to drop a hashtag Stop Stardog 2021, and eventually stop the killing of my people as well. My Hellbanians aren't the only Albanian street gang in London. There are other gangs like OTR in South East London, and a few more throughout the city. Two separate other Albanian gang members were actually involved in the largest cash robbery in UK history. It was the 22nd of February 2006, and 6 armed men robbed the security depot in Kent and stole over £53 million, which is even crazier because there was over 100 million more to steal, but they couldn't even hold all the money in. Other Albanian gangs were also involved in arms distribution and contract killings, where they charge anywhere in the region of £15,000 to £100,000. Now, as I said before, Hellbanians have drawn a lot of attention towards themselves. These guys are literally posting themselves with machine guns and cocaine, and are rolling around in Lambos and Rolls Royces. This is because they want to encourage more Albanians to move to the UK and join them. By posting about this so-called lavish lifestyle they live, more and more people want to get involved. And this isn't really that hard to do because a lot of areas in Albania are very poor. Youth unemployment is very high in the country, so it's understandable why a lot of youths want to be involved so badly. In 2010, Albanians actually won the right to travel through certain countries in Europe without a visa. These are called Schengen areas, and it allows Albanians to travel to the Netherlands, where the Albanian and Italian mafia control illegal activities in the port. So from the Netherlands, Albanian gangs then smuggle Albanians to the UK, which does give a reason to their flashy lifestyle. But guys, don't be fooled by what you see from these rappers. Trapping is not glamorous at all. There's nothing flashy about sleeping in dirty bandos and nitties and stuffing crack up your bum while running from the police to dodge a PX charge. And quite a lot of these Hellbanians are doing quite hefty jail sentences right now, like Tristan Salini, who I mentioned earlier, who's doing 25 years. Like, I don't think people really deep how long 25 years is. That's really 1/3 of your life stuck in a box. I'd say fair enough, if there's no consequences, then go make your quick money. But there are consequences, so just be smart about what you do. One of the biggest mistakes you could do is be fooled by someone's flexing. From time I'm seeing people spend their last £1,000 on designer clothes, I just knew the world was lost. I'm talking about them real Instagram drip or drowners. You seem to own every named brand, but start to scratch the head when their mum can't pay the rent. Obviously, gangs like Hellbanians do make a lot of money. I'm not disputing that at all. But the money they make is incomparable to the heads of mafias and the importers. But you'll rarely catch a mafia boss in a pair of Dior's. Obviously, it's everyone's choice what they want to do with their money. But I just feel that social media and personalities have just made silly expectations for people. That you need to have a foreign car at this age, or that you need to own a Rolex just to show that you're really making money. Like, everyone, please just do your own thing. Wear what you want to wear, drive what you want to drive. No one's watching you like that. Everyone's just busy in their own mind. Anyway guys, I think that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed, as always, drop a like. I think I'm going to do my next video on Marley Strip, the East London Marley. Or I might go old school a bit and maybe talk about the craze, who knows. Also guys, don't forget about the competition. Follow my Insta, I'm going to put it on the screen again. And yeah, drop me a follow and you can win a £50 Amazon gift card. But either way, it's been your boy Kid Nerd, and peace out.
Peace out, my guy. Yeah, something similar to like what he said. I do believe in that people that live that lifestyle, and I'm not even just talking about them. I'm just saying, as far as like people that just live that lifestyle, man, you have to take care of home first. Take care of what you have to take care of. And then, I mean, maybe you could play and do all that other stuff, but you do have to take care of home first, man. Making all that money, and even if you bring in some of that money in, you got all that money, bro, like, pay the bills a little bit. You got what I'm saying? Like, send Mom Dukes out sometimes. You feel me? Or whoever you live with. Whether it's your mom's, pops, sister, brother. You know how things go when you live in the hood. Like, yo, maybe may not live with your what they call it? Like your close relative or something. Well, you're close, but like your mom or pop, something. Like, people pass away and like your siblings and them take care, man. But stay out the street, man. Stay out the street, man. But anyway, though, man, y'all already know, man, this is a road to 100. I mean, this is the road to 1K, so get me there, man. Do not forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Turn the channel to a full-time channel, not a part-time channel. You want to see anything. Excuse me.